It is 5:30. Let's call this meeting to order. Introduction of all those present. I'm Steve Barrup.
Jerry Wildman.
Rick Oswald.
We are your elected select board. We're here to pay the monthly bills. Everybody else is, you got them all down?
Yep.
Good. First item on the agenda is approve the minutes of 8/1 meeting. The motion.
I make the motion to approve the minutes of 8/1.
I'll second it.
Motion's made and seconded. Is there any admissions, errors, corrections?
I did not see any.
Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the minutes as printed signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Next item up is appearances by local citizens and visitors. I know Barry wants to talk. Does anybody else want to talk under that section? Bob and Dwight. So there's 3 divided into 15, so 7 minutes or so, 8 minutes a person. Who would like to go first? Barry? Bob? Dwight?
Yeah, I'll go, but I don't like that divided into 15 minutes. We're only here for an hour. You know, I get more than 15 minutes. But I guess we'll just take it as as is, you know. I have a lot of issues, and I don't want to cause trouble and everything, but I'm going by the laws. The transparency thing is a mess. And I don't know how to deal with this without starting a war. So I'm going to try very hard. I'll do this real quick. Denise, I'd like to mention that a meeting is not a meeting and everything. And like I said, I don't know if you went further into that, but I must ask: is that still your contention that the next time Elliot and Aldridge come, it's going to be Steve is there by himself, and we don't know about the meeting? Is that how it's going to be from now on? Because it seems to be it's going to be a policy.
I have no opinion. Whenever there's a meeting, we have warned them properly.
Well, that one you did. That one you didn't, and your contention is it wasn't a meeting because there weren't a quorum there. And I go to the Secretary of the State, and he said, no, it is a meeting because Steve was delegated to represent the other select boards. Still was a quorum. They were supposed to be noticed on all the details of that. That didn't happen. You were supposed to take minutes. That didn't happen. And they say no. And, I'm going to go with the people that make the laws. And, it's not right. I'm willing to give it up and not make an issue about it. If the select board can agree that meetings like this of such importance with large amounts of money must be noticed and people an opportunity to come and me to come and video it. If you can agree on that, I'll let it go.
My position is whenever we have a select board meeting, it will be properly warned and it will be an open meeting.
What about the meetings with, if he's signing contracts with Elliot and Aldridge?
Well, we have to wait to see if that ever happens again. I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't answer that because it's not here.
Aren't you communicating with them now?
No.
I think you on the situation where you're talking about the contract meetings where I was in attendance with the USDA with the engineers in reference to the water project. Is that correct?
I'm not going to argue on whether it was a meeting or not. I'm asking you, are you going to, the next time we have Elliot and Aldridge there, is it going to be a meeting that isn't warned because it really isn't a meeting? I know you've already said that. I'm not going to argue with it. But if you insist that's the way it's going to be, I have issue with it. If you want to say every meeting of such magnitude of $750,000 discussed and we're not allowed to go because it really wasn't a meeting, no.
If any meetings require the select board approval, they will be duly warned, and the 3 of us will be in attendance.
So that's a no.
For those.
So that's a no, as far
that's
as
a
I'm
yes.
concerned. Because
We will warn the meeting properly. We will be in attendance. You will be notified that it is being warned, and you can come video it.
I wasn't notified for those 9 meetings.
Those were not select board meetings.
That's,
Those were engineering meetings and I was appointed by
No.
the select board
No,
to
no,
represent.
no. Look, we have an argument there, right?
No,
I'll
just
tell you
let
what.
it go. Let it go.
Listen,
Okay,
listen,
I
listen.
understand.
Beat
Okay.
his horse,
I'm gonna-
time around and
Yeah,
around
we
and
beat it,
around.
we beat
No,
it
around
50
and around,
times.
I'm telling you, right, it's still an issue. It's an ongoing issue, and it's very serious. I don't just say, I'm the selectman, and it is what I say. So I'm done with that, but I have more. Am I allowed to speak any further?
You've got two other people who want to speak.
I don't care about two other people. We got a meeting here. If they want to speak for 20 minutes apiece, you let them. That's the way it goes, the meeting. It's not, you want to be here for 1 hour a month exactly and come and go and leave. It's going to take more than an hour. I'm going to take another, I need another 10 minutes. You want to get in and out of here as quick as possible? You're only here
No,
1 hour
we
a
have
month.
business to conduct.
Yeah, I do too. I have things I want to discuss. Why do we have to argue all the time? I mean,
We're
Well,
not
just,
arguing.
why don't you just continue with your,
Continue with it.
I
your
am, all
thing
right,
instead
okay,
of wasting
Steve,
5 minutes?
this is on you. Couple of meetings ago, and previous subsequent meetings as well, you said that one of the reasons why our water increase was so much and everything is because we don't have enough water users to absorb the expenses incurred on our water system. He says as the population increases in Newport Center, the new users will absorb the expenses and the water bill go down. Well, I can't buy that. I think it's deceptive because you've lived here all your life, have you not? How much population has increased here? Has it ever increased? Okay, statistics are that since 2010, the population of the state of Vermont increased by 2,000 people for the whole entire state. In the last few years, there's been a decline in the state's population by 0.1% every year. It's going down. It's not going to happen. So saying that is absurd, and I can't accept it. So I said, I want to know why the water bill did increase so everyone can know. So I did an audit. I made an audit from 2011 on all the documents I have, which are plentiful, USDA documents, and Denise gave me all the water system expenses. So, I'm saying the reason is huge deficit. Okay, that's a fact. Huge deficit. We just paid a water bill, $400,000 in water hauling. Was that justified for 4 years? So that's the problem. That's one of the problems. That's, that's by the books. So $400,000 water. So I asked Jerry. I was wondering, in 2012, you got a preliminary assessment to fix this problem. 2012. Jerry said, and I asked him, was any of the plans implemented during that time? He said in 2013 that you fixed one of the water wells. I remember that, but the problem was not resolved. It lingered on all the way to 2015. That whole time, we were paying $6,000 a month in purchasing and hauling water. Was that necessary? That's what I want to know. And why I feel as though it was neglect. And now that we have new knowledge that you alone make all the decisions for the water.
No, that's wrong.
It is right. Oh, yeah?
That's wrong, and move on.
I'm not moving on. I'm not finished. Don't shut me up. I'm having valid points. Okay, then why did it go so, why was the water hauling carried on for so long without completing the preliminary assessment, fixing it? 3 years went by with, according to you, there was only one of the plans used in 2013. It didn't work, obviously. Why? And nobody, no one cares up there about $6,000 a month that was accumulating a deficit that would cripple, that would frustrate and make the 100 people in this town very angry and frustrated with no answers. They deserve an answer, you two, of why the increase happened. It's not because there's not enough population. I just established that. That's off the wall, as far as I'm concerned. So we know that. No one's going to argue. So Steve, or whoever, why? Why did that just linger on for 2 years, water hauling, and we had such a, and during that 2 years, hey, let's build a solar panel garden, $250,000 plus. And what about, isn't the water system a little more of a priority than the solar? So I'm seeing bad judgment, I'm seeing all kinds of things that I don't want the people to think that it's just a problem with, gee, there's not enough users, because the deficit would still be there if there were enough users. They'd just pay more money longer, a little less money longer, but that's not gonna ever happen in our lifetime. More water users. That's established. These are statistics I got online. So you can't answer that question. So now we're up to present, and we still don't know what's going on. And there's a policy now, and you've just admitted that you swear that these meetings are not meetings and this and that, and I don't want to argue it again, but my contention is they are meetings, it's against the law. I see the laws, I've talked to the lawmakers themselves, they say no. They recommend bring them to court, it's no good, no good. But you say we did nothing wrong. So we're going to leave that like that, of course, but it still is an open issue, and I'll leave it at that. So the other thing is, okay, presently, Denise, do you have any communication with Elliot Aldridge?
No.
Well, I just looked at my email today, and by mistake, he sent me an encrypted email of all things. So everything's a secret around here. And he wants you to review his, whatever it is in there. Did you get that?
No, I don't check my email all day long, Barry.
It's been there for a week, from the 30th. I didn't either. So my thing is...
Oh, I forwarded that, I think, to Mike to review the O&M manual and get back to him.
What?
I forwarded that to Mike Bayraw, the water commissioner, the water guy, to make sure that he didn't see any discrepancies in that. I don't know what he hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Can I have a copy of that?
Yeah, I'll have to get it off the email, I didn't print it.
That's good, that's good. I like to stay up on it, you know? So... I'll leave it at that. There's still, there's still a lot of issues with this whole water thing, and we got 2 years to discuss them. I want to know, I want to have a lot of questions, I want them answered, and I want to put them on the record for future generations and myself as well. And, I'm still that gives me a stomachache, that meeting is not a meeting. I do not accept that whatsoever. I'm finished.
Thank you, Barry. Bob?
Has any progress been made in the situation down here in the corner? It's getting worse.
No, I was gonna bring it up to Rick tonight to see if he could get somebody from the sheriff's department to check on a car down here that's always parked in the way again.
I see that started again.
And this time it's an SUV, so that you really can't see.
They
No, I
did
came
move it
by.
last time, when I wrote
The
them a
car
letter one
they
time,
did.
they did, right?
Yeah,
There's somebody new, it looked like she was moving in yesterday or the day before.
Was it?
and
That's what it looked
somehow, even if we've gotta send a certified letter to Jody to see if we can get an answer on that tree. Is that possible? I mean, we gotta do something to try and get that.
I came by the recycle center this morning, headed to the post office, and Pete passed me. Some guy come whipping down through there, he had to be doing 60, 65.
You can't see him pulling out.
No.
I don't know whose rig it is, but.
Put a no parking sign, no?
It would, but she has to put it up.
Yeah, it's on private property.
Yeah, and the three highways there.
I checked with the state, and it is out of their, the tree is out of their right of way. So, the car, that could possibly be something, but that was, after I checked with the state, came after.
No, it used to be a car, now it's a Bronco.
I know.
Yeah, and they did move the car, we sent them a letter,
Yeah.
and they did move the car last time.
They brought a bigger one.
Yeah.
So I
Do you
don't
want me to
know.
send her another
I was
letter?
gonna say, you wanna try sending her a letter about the Bronco, or?
Or should we have a sheriff talk to her?
Why don't we try, the letter worked last time for the car.
No, I think
No,
somebody talked to him, he had the sheriffs go see
the sheriffs
him, and
go
they
down.
moved the
Did you?
car,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, really?
They ran the
Yes,
plate
that's
and
why.
found out who
Oh,
belonged
I
to
thought
it.
They
she
talked
moved
to
because
him.
of the letter.
No, no.
No, because the last letter
Do we
you
have the plate
saying got
number,
no
Bob?
response.
No.
No, okay.
No, I didn't. That was relative
I was
to.
busy
I
trying
kept
not to get
watching
hit.
and watching to see if she was there,
So
and I
have
would
I.
stop and talk to her, but.
Yeah.
What
never
color's
caught
the
her.
Bronco?
Silver.
So,
The silver?
So the tree's not in our right of way,
No,
it's on the state's.
no. And it's growing out enough that when you try to pull out of there, you can't see.
I got a low car.
Get bigger and the leaves are.
Yeah. And I mean, you can't even see with a big truck, so it's.
So do you want the sheriffs to get involved, or do you want me to try sending her a certified letter? Or?
no, I talked to the sheriff's department last time and got the car moved,
Okay,
so I'll do it again.
okay.
But should we send her a letter on the tree again?
Send a letter on both.
Yeah, we can send a letter.
Tell her she's gotta stop, tell her tenants not to park in that right of way.
Block it off.
The one thing that, by doing this and giving it to her, it's putting her on notice. And if anybody had an accident and came back here, they could turn around and sue her for it,
Absolutely.
because she's been notified,
That's a good point.
so. And you can put that in the letter.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing of it is, Fred is offered to cut the tree, it's just getting permission to do it. To
Right.
get it out of there, because it's gonna benefit him to pull out of there. You definitely can't
Right.
probably see with a grader,
You gotta look around it.
so I
yeah.
could put in that letter that you'd be willing to cut it if she.
Well, we
agreed to
could.
it.
Yeah, we'll take care of it.
I'd rather pull it out, root no.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that'd be good,
but the thing of it is,
That's
you go
not
down,
something they planted, it just grew
No,
up.
it's just a,
yeah, just a water
go
tree.
down, pull it out, it's gonna
Right by
be
the
an
foundation.
expensive
yeah,
tree.
they come right up off the foundation.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a chain on it with a loader and pull up on it. and
All set?
We'll work on
As long as
it.
the foundation don't come
But
with
it's an elm.
So I came in, I think it was the last time, and said things were going good, and then they went quickly downhill
Oh, no.
as far as the ATVs went, and all of a sudden I had everybody and their cousin going up and down, and a lot of increased speed. So I first I decided to just get in contact with our neighbor over here. And to see, if there's, possible that Chris, could have some influence. And he did, say he was gonna try to do a few things. I gave him more details about, what my concerns were, and, so, I don't know, I've got all kinds of interesting people that are using it now. They're all flying down, I got somebody in a Jeep that went by, God, it must have been 60 miles an hour right in front of the, Anyways, it's just ended up being a cut through for so many people, and that's probably the problem now. I also, called up and I had some contact with the sheriff, and he said he was going to let the patrol, whoever was in charge of the patrols, to, let know about the concerns before the holiday weekend. And, he didn't give me any answer as to whether there was going to be any additional patrols or anything like that. I didn't see anybody all weekend. So, from Friday through till Monday.
And
So,
you
but
were-
Monday, of course, was rainy anyways. There were some clowns that went down as soon as there was a little bit of a break, but,
So you were there for those,
oh yeah, I never left the house.
okay, so if we get a bill from the sheriff's department for extra patrolling out there, it really didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen in front of where I am, and I invited them to come up and stop and say hello and to let them know, if they wanted to, so I've always, told them to come up and, if you want more specifics, from a deputy, or give more specifics to a deputy, I would do that. But no, I didn't see anybody.
Okay.
But traffic was a little bit lower, so there might have been something going on somewhere else to cause the traffic to change a little bit, so I just want to put that out there, that it wasn't as heavy as it was previous to that. So I don't have an explanation of why that happened, could have been that there was efforts elsewhere, so. But I appreciate, letting me, run with it a little bit and see what kind of response I would get from the sheriff's department. So I wanted to report back of how it was to be a citizen asking for a little extra help from the people that we contract with. So.
Right. And that's one of the things that we were selling the stickers for, is to cover those additional patrolling fees if needed.
Yeah.
Good. That it?
Yep.
Great. Moving on, road commissioners report. Fred?
The radar speed signs, they put some there the week of the 9th and put them up. We've been after them.
So we'll have them before this winter?
Well, we're supposed. We don't want to take the guy's word on the other end of the phone, but
Okay.
what he said.
That's two of them, one at each end.
One in each end, yeah.
See, the bases are all in.
Bases are
Put the
in.
base
just
down
matter-
here, right across from Mike Bomier's. I wish they'd have put it a
Yeah.
little further out of town.
That people are gonna squawk on that
But
one.
the state,
We didn't have any choice on that.
no, the
No, the
state's the one that
state mandated
decided
it.
where they go.
Yep.
They marked it, everything was done through the state. Okay, that Sarah Ramdale, she's gonna come next week. We haven't seen her since.
Who?
Sarah Ramdale,
Yeah, with that.
supposed to go around with her and look at all these
Oh, yeah.
sites.
Okay.
Yeah, supposed to come next Tuesday.
Okay.
We can get that going, see what happens with that. And I got a problem with a driveway permit. I know the state don't allow 2 driveways to a property.
No, not anymore.
And what's our policy? Cause Willie's over there, and they want, well, somebody moved in there and bought it. And they want another driveway by that big pine tree where that little building was. You know, it's
Where's that?
Willie's on the Lake Road. I don't know the name. It used to be Jane, what?
Oh.
Yeah, it used to be Bill Hammond's house.
Yeah,
Bill
yeah.
Hammond's old house.
Somebody's bought that?
Yeah.
They're-
But
And
they
we haven't
wanna-
got the closing paperwork.
They want to put that driveway right there just for, they're gonna build a new building or build another building there. I don't know what you guys think of that.
Well,
Cause I know we're doing a lot like the state does now, you know,
we don't have any policy.
I didn't think
right,
so.
Except that curb cuts have been your responsibility. We've always told people, if you're gonna cut into the curb, you need to talk with Fred.
right, and
This-
we've always done that.
The state won't stop them from having 2 driveways, but they'll stop them from having a horseshoe driveway where you drive in, drive out.
Oh, yeah.
No, they stopped that guy at Broadhead Store. He was coming right out, right there below the store towards me, towards Collins Mill Road. And they made him take that out and put all sheet all back down.
But did they think it was gonna be in and
No,
out?
they couldn't be in and
That's-
out.
Yeah.
It was a straight shot right out to the road.
Before they didn't want it where you go in and out.
This is for future reference. You let one do it, you gotta let them all do it. I just think,
So I would still, myself, defer to you,
right.
you know,
It
and
was
it's
your
your
good one.
call.
Because I know when they had horseshoes there and they go feed their animals and stuff, when you go plowing in the winter, they'd be out there and you had to put the brakes right on because you don't know if they're there or not. You can't quite see them, you know. You can when you're right there, but.
If it's a sight distance issue, then no.
Okay.
Because that's what the state did it for, is sight distance.
So they used to have the hay there. and then
Usually
they
gotta
had
have
the horseshoe
500
there.
feet and.
Yeah, that little
something.
barn that's
Yeah,
right
that
there.
little barn.
That's where they want the driveway, is right there?
They will put a driveway right there. And it does, you know, you come in then, when you get right to that telephone pole right there, then you can see them.
Leave it up to you. It's your
That's
decision.
what I wanna know on that.
Yep.
But I didn't think there was a policy on it.
No, nothing written down.
No.
Not that I know of.
You talking about that White House on Lake Road between
Take the Dorsey Drive,
condos?
from Dorsey Drive to back one.
Yeah, he's made a garage out of that.
Yes.
Yeah, I see they were working on it.
Yes.
They want it for storage, I guess. But
Are they building another building down there too, or?
you think,
No, not just that one.
Added
who
on.
bought that?
I don't know, I haven't gotten any of the paperwork yet.
I think Dennis Labby bought it.
Who?
Dennis Labby.
I heard it was a guy,
The guy came see me for the permit.
he's out of Barton somewhere.
But he was living over here in Labby's house there for a long time.
Oh, he was?
But yeah, they were pretty close.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any of the paperwork yet.
That's why I wonder who bought it. I'm not pointing fingers, I'm not discriminating, but
So obviously,
a lot of things come and go there. A lot of traffic.
has been lately.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, the new truck is in. It's just a matter of getting it down Kazenko down to Barry.
Turnaround time on that?
Supposed to be done just as soon as they can get it in.
Okay.
So hopefully within a month.
So if the truck's in, it may be a little sooner than they told us before.
It may be.
Good.
The crooked thing is get it down there and nobody will have it. Then
Yeah.
they can put it in. And that's about all I got there. We got a winter.
Your truck's running?
Right now, that truck has been down 3 times in the last month.
No charge.
Nope, they didn't charge us.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Mr. Chairman, I just got a question on when the lines are gonna go down on Lake Road, because drivers need help. Too many of them on the wrong side of the road.
And which one?
The lines on
Oh, yeah.
Lake Road, you know, when is that gonna happen?
I gotta call them.
And I'm serious, I mean, they're on the wrong side of the road.
Well, they're gonna be anyways.
Well, they came, they
Yeah.
striped them,
They did.
and then we paved over it.
So they just probably a matter of phone call, they need it.
Do you know when speaking of that, when the railroad's coming to fix that
They're
crossing?
not.
They're not,
I've told you guys that.
they're not gonna.
They're gonna sell out.
They were gonna do it, but then all of a sudden they were gonna sell out. He told us that at a meeting.
I did tell you guys.
I wasn't probably there.
Well, yeah.
Must be.
Last meeting?
No,
No,
this was a while ago.
Oh,
and I went to him and we was right there and nail it, you know, and
Yeah.
they told me, no, we're selling out. The company is for sale.
great.
So they wouldn't.
So they wouldn't do a thing.
Because they were all ready to do it with
They
you.
had all the material, everything.
Everything was ready to go, and then when they decided they were gonna sell out, I remember him telling us.
The dorm was ready to grab, and he said, what do you think? I said, I'll call him right up. And I talked to Eric too, got,
We can tire right over them then.
you do what you want, I ain't gonna. They shut the road down, they say road.
Well, that stinks.
It does, because I thought we'd have a nice day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you do the patchwork on it?
Nope, Pike did it.
They did it?
Norm wanted to do something with it, so I made sure there was no train coming, whatever, for him, and try to make safe.
Yeah, it was getting pretty rough.
All right, anything else? Moving on, water, sewer, solar panel report. First item up on that is the water in back of the church across from the town clerk's office.
I looked at it,
This church over here?
yeah.
Okay.
And it just sits there, and I don't know where it comes from. But I'm wondering if it might have been an old septic tank there or whatever. But I checked the manholes, they're all flowing good, there's nothing in them. The water's flowing down through.
No chlorine in it?
We didn't touch it, but it's near the pipe, and maybe it's a church's problem, maybe when they connected that church, I remember when they did that, maybe they didn't do a good connection. And maybe Rayowski didn't do a good connection.
Just doesn't dry up.
Well, this is all, you know, I've been over twice, but how long it's been like that, who knows? You know, it's, we get bushes like this, you know, it's, could have always been like that, I don't know.
Nobody from the church can tell you.
Well, Bob said he never seen it before. I talked with Bob and I looked at it, I've been over twice.
It's just not as dry as it is and water on the ground.
Yeah, but granted, but the sewer's flowing good, and to me, it's not our problem.
It's not cold water.
Well, I ain't gonna get in playing it.
I mean, I just remember the time we were up at the wells.
Yeah, that's clean water.
But that's not, the water line doesn't go there.
That's the sewer, there's no water
Water
out there.
doesn't
No
go there.
water line.
There's no water line down there.
They're out front here.
Okay,
There's all sewer, strictly sewer out there.
so nothing, no old lines could be out there hooked
No,
up?
because it was all clay pipe, we took that all out when Ray did the new line.
Okay.
No short, it was all new pipe.
Okay.
That's why I don't understand, we just keep observing it and see where it goes, what happens.
Can't put some dye in the toilet or whatever and flush it and see if it.
Go up there by Richard, put dye down the manhole. Then they go take a look in the other manhole, or maybe it'll come out there.
You got strips to test for chlorine in the water too. You could do that too, just to see if it's,
But it's not a, yeah, but if it's sewer, it would show. Yeah,
Yeah. You'd be chlorine in the sewer.
oh yeah, definitely.
so at least it would be water coming from the public supply, somewhere, you know?
or a sump pump.
Well, it comes all the way from Jerry's all the way down. If there was any problem with the line, they'd all have problems. The manhole would be full, it'd be running over, and it'd be backing all the way up to Jerry's. So I've had that problem before, not there, but,
Okay,
and there's no sludge, you know, it's all just water.
so I guess we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I gotta keep an eye on it. I just don't understand it either, it's been dry summer. But it looks like a round spot here, almost like it might have been an old septic tank at one time.
Mhm.
So it looks to me.
Right, well,
First time must be didn't have an issue, they said that they might not
I
come.
didn't see it, okay.
No, so,
Well, Mike talked to him, and he said, we got no authority, just go down and see the water line, just do it. We apologize for digging up your lawn, but that's the way it is, you know, we just fix leaks.
or it was where the leak was.
No, there was no leak, but she just figured her lawn getting dug up. And we fixed that, you know, we not conceded it, but seems like
Septic
every
tanks,
year.
septic tanks got pumped out?
Yeah, they're all been pumped, yeah. Haven't seen the bill yet, so I can,
I didn't come today either.
you know, I got no idea what it costs.
Okay,
Get a good day in it.
great. Anything else in those, regard to those things?
You know.
Perfect. Moving on is the listers, errors, and admissions. First item, we got Brian Hardy and David Dalton, veterans exemption omitted in error.
Yeah, those were two, they were on the list. This is a list that we get from the state of Vermont, well, the listers get the list. And they did not put them, they did not get the deductions on their tax bill. So when these two people got their tax bills, one of which is Brian, and this other one, those weren't on the tax bill. So the listers would ask that they were filed in a timely manner, if you guys would approve doing that. What they're gonna do going forward, what happens is in these two cases, the property is in two people's names, and the people that are actually eligible for the veterans exemption are their second name on the bill, or they go down the grand list and just look at the first bill on the computer. So going forward, what the listers are gonna do is go by the span number, although occasionally that's wrong too, but they're gonna go by the span numbers to try to avoid.
And this is a decision from the listers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we talked about it when the first one called, or came in, it might have been, I can't remember if it was Brian or David. And we had talked about it when they came in, and they said going forward, maybe we'll just go by the span numbers as opposed to the name. Because see, as you can see, they put check marks here, and then those two, they didn't.
This is from the listers?
Yeah, well, it comes from the state as a download, and then they print it out. So they ask that you guys.
And how much is that?
It's 40,000 per 80,000 total,
Okay,
but they need a motion.
so I need a motion to accept the corrections from the listers in regards to the veterans exemption.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion relative to that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it, motion carries. And Brian Hardy, he didn't,
Brian asked to be put on the agenda to discuss how this would, his has happened 2 years in a row. But they have a lot of parcels that they're responsible for too, so.
Right. Good.
Yep, but Brian would like to assure.
Yeah, first of all, I realize how difficult these jobs are. I was a selectman in my town for 11 years, and you can never get anything right. This whole process, with the states involved and the local involved, there's plenty of places for errors to occur. Last year, my deduction was sent to Newport, okay? Not Newport Center or Town, but to Newport, so that got kind of messed up. But I can't understand, and I know, I appreciate that the listers are going to try to do another way, that you can't look at the names. I mean, there aren't a whole lot of people in this town that even qualify for this kind of deduction. I'm guessing, okay, I'm guessing.
It's about 20, probably.
It shouldn't be that difficult, because, you know, it's significant for us when we're on a fixed income.
Absolutely.
And I just hope that, I mean, it's happened, it is, look, I lived in Lunenburg for a long time, they never got it right either, all right? So when you've got folks that are basically volunteers to try to do these jobs, I get it, I understand it, but there's gotta be better accountability. Now, I got my tax bill, and I just don't understand why my tax bill went up $1,700. Because I just don't understand it, but just take a look at that.
Have you met with the listers in regards?
No, that's taken care of.
Oh, okay.
This is, I don't see anywhere here.
So
on my
your
current
assessments.
Where's your 2018 tax bill?
bill. It's right there behind that.
It's because you received a state payment last year, which you didn't get this year.
And why didn't I get that? Can you help me with that?
We're not privy to that information. What happens is, whoever does your income tax at the end of the year, a state payment is all income driven, based 100% on your income.
You know, I'm hearing that, but I don't file income taxes, because I don't have any earned income.
But you must have last year,
No, I filed the form that the state requires,
the homestead declaration.
right?
Right.
And with the financial information there, it didn't change.
It got filed again this year?
Yeah.
Yep,
And
and
I-
what you would have to do is call the state of Vermont. That's,
Here it is, it didn't change from last year.
unfortunately, we don't have any control over that. The state sends us a state payment. They delegate how much you're gonna get, if any, and then they send it to us, and it gets applied to your tax bill.
This is problematic, really is, because
Yeah, because it's a
the town is
substantial.
assessing me a late fee because people make mistakes.
Right.
I'm not making the mistakes.
Right, I understand that.
I'm doing my filing.
We can only credit your tax bill based on what the state sends us. They don't send it. We have nothing to credit your bill with.
Right.
Well, I get that part, but you don't have to charge me a late fee because people made mistakes.
Now, did you file your homestead declaration before April 15th?
I filed it from Florida.
Yep, prior to April 15th?
Well, I didn't get up here till after April 15th. Anyway,
Yep.
just before April.
So we can look at that and see, what happens is if you file it just before the deadline, by the time the state gets it and they review it, they're about 2 weeks behind. So we can look, and if we had it, if you filed it, if we have record that you filed it prior to April 15th, we can take that charge off.
So they can be taken. Okay.
Well, I gotta look at it.
Is there a name and number? Does this town have a name and number of someone to talk to in the tax department? Because it's very hard to get a real
No,
person.
yes it is. No, we don't. We call the same numbers that you call, unfortunately.
All right.
But you
So
should-
I haven't lost my mind
No.
that there was the 000 in total state payment. That would be deducted from the tax.
Yes, that's why your tax bill is
Okay.
that much higher.
Because,
Yeah.
it's,
Yep. And like I say, we can't call, like, I'd be happy to call if I could, but we can't call and say, why didn't, because of the confidentiality
Yeah,
things.
whatever.
Yeah, this state payment is not even public knowledge to anyone. There's no, it's not
sure,
printed anywhere.
sure.
That's confidential
Yeah,
information.
yeah.
So,
But I don't mind sharing it with you, because you said it
well,
to me.
right, I'm the one, I know, because I have to print the bills, but we can't, there's no lists hanging around, because it is an invasion of privacy. It's a law, it's against the law for us to.
All right, well, I'll
So-
be making a call, and I
Right,
still think that you have the discretion here, without looking at filing dates, because this was messed up enough by both the listers and the state. I can't take the blame this time for it, because I did file.
right, if you filed prior to April 15th and the state got it to us late, we can take that off.
But you still can take it off. You have discretion to take off a late fee when there are errors occurred.
I don't.
They can. You,
Right, but, if we did it for one,
oh, no, that's too easy. That sounds like
then I'm
an
not saying
excuse, not a
that,
reason.
but then it becomes like an unwritten policy. That anybody we've had tax people that file the income sensitivity late, and they'll come into us. And it's not the select board or the town's issue when the tax preparer files the taxes late. So, and you don't get the income sensitivity or
I
the
get
homestead
that.
declaration.
The town department messed this up also. I mean, this isn't just a private tax preparer or a lawyer doing this stuff. I mean, you've already heard the explanation that they're gonna try to figure a way to make sure this doesn't happen again. But it's happened every year.
Well, last year it wasn't their fault, it went to the wrong town.
It went to the wrong
Yeah,
town.
so that wasn't
Well,
our
but I pointed that out to you.
Yeah.
There's many, many ways where this can get messed up.
Mhm.
And, all right,
But you need to call this, you need to call the Vermont Department of Taxes and see
I
about
will.
your state payment. for
I
sure.
I thought that I might have missed something, a change in state law, or something to do with the town, that there was so much value here in town, and all of a sudden they say, okay, well, the town doesn't need that much in assistance.
Yeah, no, it's nothing to do with the town, it's all to do with the taxpayer and their
Gotcha.
income.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good.
I personally had a situation with the tax department, and I had to go to the commissioner to get it resolved.
Mhm.
And the commissioner will do it.
Yeah. I think it'd be fixed, it's just getting through the layers of bureaucracy
Mhm.
to get there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you Monday.
Yeah.
Thanks, Fred.
Yeah, have a good night.
Next up is sign orders, review and approve journal entries and bank statement, and sign the Star Cemetery deed. We have done that?
We have.
As we were going along, okay. Unfinished, new business. Have anything? I don't either. We don't need an executive session for anything? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. We're out of here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Over in a little bit. I'll be over in a little bit.
You turn that off.
I turned it off.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, guys. Just make sure everybody's picked up. Would you?
How's the spider going?
Let's make sure everything.
Oh,
gets picked up.
excellent.
Do what?
Make sure everything
Excellent.
gets picked
Yeah.
I'm
up.
out there right now.
Getting a lot of
I'll
mine?
put this away.
Yeah, almost 800.
Wow.
I had 3,600 on my car last week.
Nice. Where'd you go? Florida and back? Oh, Kentucky, okay, well, good for you.
Kentucky
I haven't been to Kentucky.
and a couple of racetracks.
Ah, there you go. You racing it?
No, we had lap time at Bristol Motor Speedway,
Oh, yeah.
and then the Corvette Museum's got a motorsports park across the road. They got a 3.2-mile road course.
Oh.
God, was that fun.
Yeah.
But it's still got 30 miles to the gallon.
Really?
How much?
30,
Oh, that's good.
31.6 at one point,
Wow, that's real good.
and I'm not doing 40 miles an hour down the road.
Yeah,
Hey, Jerry, you want to be the garbage man?
I can. I can do that.
You're my kind of guy.
I'll send you a bill first last month.
I think I've lost everyone you sent me to.
No doubt in my mind.
So
See you
vacation was
guys
good?
later, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Vacation was good?
It was.
See you later.
We did get to go to Salem and spend some time with the lake.
Yeah.
Family came up and